Going you to give your ears as well as give your eyes and as well as lend your voice to the discourse this morning, today being the 12th day in the month of April 2024. It is a Friday, and yes, the weekend is upon us, right? That being said, might I also join us to get across social media platforms where we have a strong presence, see what's going on in the studio, subscribe via the YouTube channel at Eagles FM Abuja, as well as get onto our Facebook page, a wall where we have a strong presence as well at Eagles FM Abuja, and hit the like button, do well to follow, and of course engage, whether on YouTube, whether on Facebook. But we also have a presence represented on Twitter, on X, that is, on Instagram, on TikTok, all of which at Eagles FM Abuja. Yesterday we had a conversation that bordered around guts and boldness surrounding high profile corruption cases in Nigeria, but it was somewhat abridged because we were not able to take each and every one of us' views as at yesterday because of the time constraints. But today we're hoping to have that conversation and have it even a right, and make it in a way whereby each and every one of us will have a voice and an ear, right, for what is going on, as well as bring it on to the forefront. Well then, that being said, might I also bring to your eardrums the fact that we have studio numbers that you would want to save in your gadgets right there, so that when the time comes, you would not be found wanting as to which numbers to call and all. And the studio number is 0907 353 0044, and the other number is 0908 766 8888, and the WhatsApp portal number is 0909705450. Watching outside the shores of Nigeria, wanting to also join the conversation right there, add +234 to the number as a prefix, right, before you dial, so that you can get into the studio. As it was yesterday, so it will be today, as we'll be having our guest, who's in the person of engineer Chinedum Elekwachi, is a public affairs analyst, and is going to be joining us today as well via a phone call as we go engaging the topical issue today, which of course has a little bit of twist to it, right, for today. Of course, though we are speaking about the same thing as at yesterday, but we are going to be having a twitch to it, and that twitch would be the place of corruption in Nigeria. Is it top to bottom or bottom to top, right? Hello and good morning to you, Engineer Honorable Chinedum Elekwachi. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Good morning. Thank you for having me today again.
That's right.
It's my pleasure.
Right. Pleasure. And yes, indeed. Yesterday was indeed a conversation we had about, guts of some persons who have been indicted to have engaged in corrupt practices, as well as the guts that Nigerians in general, have, especially those who are engaging in corrupt practices, in Nigeria. And we also made mention of the fact that you said, and I quote, that corruption in Nigeria goes beyond money exchanging hands. You've said that it has to do with value, right? It has to do with timekeeping. It has to do with your morale, the morals that govern, each and every one of us, right? That if for us to win the war against corruption, we are supposed to begin to win the war or align ourselves with good morals, because these are the virtues that will be needed, as we advance through life and in our career, especially when we are given responsibility to man offices that demand that we not just only saw to ourselves, but we saw to the liveliness, the livelihood, the standard of living of the people who are under us. But then today, Engineer, I'd like us to, as much as we will also give a brief on some of these issues as we gave a brief on, but we will not dwell totally. You recall the matter of the Ganduje issue that we mentioned yesterday and all of that, right? There was supposed to be a sitting to be held on April 17 for, is it the Ganduje case? Yes. Court fixed April 17 for Ganduje wife's son's arraignment, right? That is what it is for that one, yeah. And then the Emefiele issue is already another, thing that is ongoing. I mean, all of these issues are still alleged, right? They are alleged as. In addition to that, we've got the Better Edu case that is as well ongoing at this time. And if you look at all of these cases, they have one denominator that strings them together, and that would be the fact that these are high-profile cases. But the EFCC has come out recently, in the recent past, that will be last week, if I'm not mistaken, saying that there is nothing as high-profile cases for them. If you are one who is found wanting by the agency, that they would come after you, whether you are into the low-profile kind of criminal issue, or you are with the high profile. Regardless of what profile you are, a profile is a profile, and they will come at you. But then there is a question that has been bothering me ever since we had that conversation yesterday, and I'd like to pose, and I'm sure that this question would be a question that is in the hearts of many Nigerians, as well as on their respective lips, and that would be the issue of whether or not corruption in Nigeria is top to bottom, or a reflection of the bottom at the top.
Good morning again. Thank you. I would say that the corruption we are witnessing in the country is a reflection of who we are as a people. Is a reflection of the kind of leadership we're giving to ourselves as a country.
Right.
You understand? So because you cannot give what you don't have. So if we...
Hello? Okay, well, we'll still get through to our guest and see how we can get back. Okay, hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you. Sorry.
I can hear you now.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
So if we have had leadership that were courageous and had the boldness to fight corruption, we wouldn't have found ourselves where we are finding ourselves today, because apparently people we have in leadership, obviously they are corrupt. They have corruption tendencies, and that's why they try to shade themselves and shade their cronies from being tried by anti-graft agencies. So that is why corruption has continued to snowball to what we now have in the country. That every facet of our country is witnessing this corruption of a thing. Every sector. It's no longer people in government. As I said yesterday, that corruption is not just about stealing money from public office. When in a family system, you know what you're supposed to do. When you are supposed to correct your child, imbibe good value in your child, and you fail to do that, you are corrupt already. When you have an appointment of 8 a.m. and you are going after 8 a.m., you are corrupt already, because you already defaulted the agreement. So what we need to do is to get to a value system. Now and again, people no longer have integrity. People no longer think of integrity. Everybody wants to make money. Nobody cares on the avenue you are channeling for you to make money. Let it just be that I make money. Nobody is considering my integrity or my character. So this is why the country has found that. So the corruption cases we have in the country is a reflection of who we are as a people, as a Nigerian people. Every Nigerian person today wants to make money, want to be rich, and nobody cares if that avenue I'm channeling to become rich is the rightful process.
So,
but let it be that I'm...
Yeah. can we say it's about the kind of system that we run in Nigeria? Of course, you and I know that we are running democracy in Nigeria, and democracy, of course, by definition, is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people.
Even when the military was in charge in the country, there was still corruption. They were still stealing now.
About the kind of system
they were still stealing the money that some former military leaders embezzled that still being recovered till today. So the corruption is not just about the kind of system of government we are running. It's about the people we are. It's about we debasing our culture.
But
we are operating in a dysfunctional society. I've continued to tell people, see, look, you cannot get anything right in a dysfunctional society, and that is where Nigeria has found themselves. So we're in a dysfunctional society, you cannot get anything right in a dysfunctional society. So this is the Nigeria we are operating, and there's not how this country can move forward in a dysfunctional society. So this has been my own personal opinion.
Right.
I've said it, look, it's not just about the system of government we run. It's about our value system. It's about the culture. We debased our culture, our norms, our cultural norms. We debased it, and this is why Nigeria has found itself where we are now today.
Are you saying that Nigeria has no Nigerians? In totality, do not have, or we do not have Nigerians that still uphold value in the country?
If let me say in a ratio of 100%.
Yes.
In a ratio of 100%, only about 9 or 8 thereabout that is still holding up to any core value or value system.
8% are still holding on to values.
Yes, only about 8% are still holding on to values. Yes, because everybody is trying to. Everybody now have find it like, look, maybe doing the right thing again does not work. Let me follow the channel that we do. In Nigeria, when you say the truth, you become an enemy to many persons. You understand? So people now feel that the right thing for me to do, for me to escape being tried or being adjudged to be a bad person, is for me to hold on to impunity, and this is where we find ourselves.
Let me take you down, to a point in view, and that point will be the fact that, as it stands with the system that we run, there are certain people or certain is it tribe, if I want to put it that way, within a state that may not be able to cling to the place of power or leadership in that state. And it is also said that democracy is a game of numbers, right? There's a game of numbers. And so when you look at some of these local government, area councils and all of that, it seems as though certain people, certain tribe may not be able to cling to the authority system, in these local governments, because they may be deficient in numbers, even if they have, sufficiently one who is qualified. Now, would you say that in such a case that it is still a corrupt, tendency or a corrupt case?
Is corruption we are not holding up to justice? Just like in Nigeria we are operating today, Nigeria is not holding up to justice. A segment of the country has been deprived from producing a president. Since the end of the Civil War, the southeastern part of the country have not been able to produce a president of the country. Every other region of the country have produced a president. Is that not injustice? Injustice is corruption. So when in local government you have minority part of the local government and have not been given inclusion in the choosing leadership of the local government, they are marginalized, and that is corruption. So
all right.
What I'm trying to say is this. So what I'm trying to say is this. Unless if the country starts up, like in the motto of the country is justice and equity, but it's obviously there's nothing we are holding on to in the country that is close to that, and that itself is corruption. So if we can go back to our core values, if we can do so searching as a Nigerian people, which will start from the leadership, because you must show leadership for the followership for you to adopt from you. If we start holding onto our ethics and this value system, I believe from that we can depart from where we found ourselves.
Right. Well, then, when we talk about probing, corruption and looking into the corrupt practices in the country and all of that, it comes to mind, some of the issues that beface Nigerians, especially when you look at the place of the recent tariff hike and all of that, where discos have come out to apologize. If you are to put the apologies together, it's number 37 in number at this point in time, and they've apologized to Band A customers, saying that, well, we are sorry for our inability and inefficiency and all of that, right? But then there is a tariff hike that is not telling Nigerians sorry. There is no reduction, for the time being, although the Minister of Power, in the person of Adebayo Adelabu, had come out to apologize to Nigerians, because he left a comment in the minds of Nigerians saying that most of us are all about the wastage. So we waste the resources of power such that we leave our freezers on, we leave our ACs on and all of that, although he has come to apologize. But then there are still issues that, as comes to the place of exchange rate, where the Minister of Power is also saying that, well, there might be a reduction in the prices in the tariff when the dollar is a naira, 1,000 naira to a dollar. But where I'm going to exactly is this, right? We see corruption in every facet. First of all, I mean, if by your definition we can say that not paying for a service that you're not really utilizing, right? We can still say that that is corruption. But when we say that is corruption, it now behoves on which body is supposed to be held responsible. Which body is supposed to take the responsibility that has been given and backed by the Nigerian Constitution in investigating or looking into some of these issues and ensuring that the goodwill of the people is indeed preserved. What is your take on this?
Number one, thank you. The only thing that we have done in this country is that we have weak institutions that are created by the parliament, but they are not fulfilling their constitutional requirements. Another one is the negligency from the government. Look now, in Nigeria when you see prices of commodity, when they rise, they hardly come down. Government is not even concerned about that. As a government, our primary responsibility is to care for the welfare and the security of our people. You understand? Which means that whatever it takes, even compromising on your policies for the well-being of the people you are governing, you have to do that. Like the commodity of goods in the market. What will stop government from saying, look, we have to checkmate this, so that Nigerian people will not arbitrarily pay for commodities. You can checkmate it by regulating the prices. People pay for electricity they are not consuming. What stop government from putting an agency in place that have to checkmate this and see that Nigerian people are not being extorted illegally? And this is where we found ourselves, because we have irresponsible, should I say irresponsible government or whatever, because they don't care about the welfare of the people. And nobody is taking blame to this. I think let me congratulate the Minister of Power for him to owning up to responsibility and being courageous enough to apologize to Nigerians for that comment he made.
But you might also consider, when you say that we might have a leadership or a government that is irresponsible, is this to say that there are no responsible aspects or ministers or governors who are still working and ensuring that the lives of Nigerians or the people that they govern
they are working, but is that enough? Is that enough? Just like what we are saying. Just like what I'm saying. Dollar has started stabilizing. How much is the dollar exchanging to naira today? But if you go to market, prices of goods are still where they are.
But that would be.
They are not changing. They are still where they are. Some of them are even increasing the more. Who is taking responsibility to checkmate this and to see that Nigerian people are their welfare are being curtailed or contained?
It will still be out of place to say that we still have an irresponsible government, because that is a general statement that you made. But then I understand your concerns, and that concern is indeed a concern that is at the heartbeat of many Nigerians. But I've got, this angle to it, because when we look at all of these corruption cases and from high profile personality and all of that around us, I'm forced to wanting to ask you, how do these corruption scandals impact Nigeria's reputation, especially on the home front as well as on the international stage?
The international community is taking advantage of the corruption in the country. They're taking advantage of the corruption. They're taking advantage of the corruption to deal with the country. You can see what happened recently. The authority in Nigeria arrested a foreign company who they said were helping to speculate about the rise in the foreign in dollar. Brought them to Nigeria and detained them. And somebody, we don't know how the man managed to escape from Nigeria custody from where he was detained. Is that not embarrassment to the so-called giant of Africa? So they are taking advantage of the corruption in the country, because a security personnel in Nigeria must have aided that person to escape from the custody. They are taking advantage of the corruption. So, and this is dealing with our reputation. Just like when the last time the president traveled, and he was telling them, look, if anybody is coming to collect bribe from you, before you can do, and people came after the president. I was like, the president was being sincere, because the man knows what is happening here, and he has to be open to those people, because he wants them to come and invest in our economy. So this is where we find ourselves. This is just an embarrassment to the country, and they are taking advantage of it to deal with the country. You saw in the last presidential election, almost all the frontline presidential candidates, they went to Chatham House to present their manifesto. What concerns us with Chatham House? A sovereign country. If not because we are still being colonized by the British, what will make the frontline presidential candidates to run to Chatham House to present their manifesto? Are they governing Nigeria in Chatham? Nigeria is a sovereign society that we're supposed to have them here and do. So because we've not found our foot as a country, which is created by the corruption, because we see how this challenge we're having in the oil sector is because of the interest of the international communities in our oil that is creating the impasse we have in our places, and what gave room for all those things is the corruption. So unless we're able to purge ourselves and come to terms that we have to deal with corruption, we will continue to find ourselves in the mess we find ourselves.
So how does that also impact us as a people? You've spoken about how the international community might see Nigeria, but how does it impact the psychology of a Nigerian with all of these corrupt scandals in Nigeria so far?
The psychology of Nigeria. If you travel outside the country and you want to do business with a foreigner, and once you mention that you're Nigerian, you become a suspect. And if you have the Z already signed, you may likely lose the D. It's impacting the country wrongly. It's impacting Nigerian people wrongly. Our people that outside the place that is doing business, it's impacting them wrongly. So is it not a wrong trajectory the country is following? So that is it.
All right, let's put a peg to your thoughts. Open the phone line so that we can hear from other family members right there. And just to enjoin you listening right there, that for you to join the conversation, you must be very civil and responsible with what you've got to say. And then please go straight to the point so that we don't have to, take so much time. So every other person can be, included, because we're running a spirit of inclusivity right here as we have this conversation. calling. 0907-353-0044 is that number to call. The other number is 0908-766-8888. WhatsApp portal number 0909-705-4450 is that number. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Comrade Salisu on the line.
Comrade Salisu. Okay, welcome aboard. Where are you calling from, though?
I'm calling from Suleja, Niger.
From Suleja, Niger State. Please, Comrade, you've got 1 minute. Let's have your take. Let's have your take. You've got 1 minute. The time is starting already.
My take about this Nigeria, about corruption, what I want to say is that when you look at all our leaders today, all of them, both governor, president, senator, all of them, when you look, they are secret everything, they are corrupt. No one have no corrupt in this country.
You're saying that what?
All of them
that everybody is corrupt? That is a strong statement to make, and that is not an assuring statement. You cannot just come on. No, you can't come and say everybody's corrupt, please. Don't do that. I'm just saying. You can't say everybody. No, that's not right. That's not right. Please, you should retrace. You should retract that statement. That's not a right one. Please.
Sorry, let me tell you. Hello. Hello.
And go ahead. Just go straight to the point.
When you see, in the standard of this country, we have no standard law. A law that can protect corruption in this country. No law.
Is what?
The law that we have are very weak.
Okay.
In terms of corruption. So we have no strong law that can guide corruption to stop. And the country that have no strong law to protect corruption, it cannot do anything. Because our law are very weak in the corruption system.
All right, comrade.
So that's the problem we have.
I get that, comrade.
We need to sit up and protect and bring a good law that can protect instead of corruption. That only that one can save.
Okay, comrade. I think the time is not allowing for now. Well, thank you. You've made your point clear. The law should be strengthened. The institution should be strengthened. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Odua.
Yes. Good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Charles from Lambata.
All right. Let's have your take. 1 minute, please.
I really commend your best, and you spoke very well.
Yes. Go straight to the point.
Corruption is so bad in the country that we are beginning to tender apology to those who are arrested for corrupt practices, and we are not justifying them. And now we are calling to jungle justice. In fact, we even make the president now to feel bad for acting against corruption. And I don't know where we are heading to. And we owe apology to all those who have been accused, arrested for corruption, because it has become a jungle justice issue. And even when the evidence are clear and are very obvious, that's how bad it is. So talking about the impact is so much, locally and internationally. Elsewhere can't hold their head high above other people, other people from other nations, and say in Nigeria, because the moment they hear the word Nigeria, they are labeled as a corrupt person. It's just unfortunate. I don't know where to start. I don't know as a government to start from, but the system has come to stay, and it's become part of the system. If you are talking about percentage, no. Of those are not corrupt anyway. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much right there. It affects us in no small way. Well, engineer, I'm sure you're there, and you hear, we know the Nigerians, speaking right there. But then before you get on, to your reactions right there, let's have one more call, and then we'll get back to you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
It's Moses.
Sorry? Moses. Oh, Moses, yeah. Welcome back. Welcome aboard. All right, Moses, let's have your take very quickly, straight to the point.
Yeah, the issue of corruption, one of the pandemics that has been a problem to this nation. The issue is, who are to fight this corruption? That is the question. Who are to fight corruption? Because if you want to deal with the issue of corruption, the person that you have set apart to investigate, to fight this corruption we are talking about, will be a victim at the end of it. There are faithful and sincere people in this country,
right,
who are ready to fight corruption, but they are afraid of their life. They are afraid of their family. Then the issue of power sector. When government was subsidizing power, subsidy power. Do we have effective 24 power without the stock? Do we have it? Now that government have removed their hands from subsidy, what are you expecting, UD? When government was subsidizing out of it, what was the improvement of power? Can you analyze the sustenance of power under government subsidy? Now that they have removed, what are we saying?
Okay, you've asked the question.
So the last point, I stand on this point that power, there should be a system that will control this power because there are corruption in this power. God bless you.
All right, thank you, Moses, right there. You said that the corruption is multifaceted, but you've not also failed to point out the fact that there are still people who have, the moral standard to fighting, corruption in Nigeria. However, these persons are somewhat fearful or afraid because should they allow themselves to wanting to get engaged in that kind of fight, especially given the system that we have, they might come for them, right? But then let's hear from you, Engineer Honorable Elekwachi. How do you string all of these together?
Thank you. I think from the reaction from our participants, you can see that all of us is in the same page. Everybody is in agreement that the corruption is holding the country down, and it results every facet of the country. You understand? So yeah. I think everybody is in total agreement. So what now be involved of us as a country people is to report ourselves, which will start from the leadership, to show leadership, to show courageously that they want to end corruption, that they want to end this cancer that has dealt with the country, that has affected us so badly. Then we can now make a progress.
So are you saying, Engineer, that the corruption that we find in Nigeria, which many are saying is endemic, to Nigerians, is should be fought, or can the way forward is that it has to be fought from top to bottom, and not bottom to the top? When there are some persons who are saying that, hey, it seems as though, and from your analogy where you said corruption that goes beyond just exchanging monies, and then you have also said, given us in a case of 100%, you said 92% would be corrupt, and 8% alone might still have, the values and all of that. Are we saying that the corruption should be fought from top to bottom, or is it a reflection of the bottom at the top? So where exactly should this fight really start from?
From top to bottom, from bottom to top. The leadership of the country must show leadership. You must show leadership. You must show sincerity. You must show leadership. You must show sincerity. It's when you show leadership that the followers also will follow with your footstep.
Oh, okay.
How will you want the followers to do the right thing when you are at the top is shading a corrupt person that is clear to everybody? When someone that is corrupt is supposed to be tried and to go in for the crime, and people in authority shading the person, how will you want the followership to trust that?
So are you saying, Engineer, that the followership do not also know how to not be corrupt, right? And to show the leaders that, hey, we are distinct from you, even though you've chosen this path of corruption, we are saying we cannot be
my brother, let me tell you something. Our system is a volatile system.
Okay.
The followership is an organized system. So for it to be organized, we need to be organized from the top, which we come from the leadership. You understand?
Okay.
For you to gather people together through a symposium or conferences, it must come from an organized system, which should come from leadership. Okay. And people can emulate it by the steps we've taken already. The ICPC or EFCC whatsoever, you cannot organize a conference and tell people, please shun from corruption, or the National Orientation Agency, or say we need attitudinal change, and we are not seeing it from your agency. We must see those things you want us to imbibe from your practice. and then like, the Nigerian people can emulate you from that. You understand?
Yeah.
So it must come from the top.
All right.
They must show it from their footstep, so that the Nigerian people will now emulate their steps and now be able to depart from every corruption tendencies. Then we now get into a new approach of attitudinal change.
Yeah.
There should be a national campaign. There should be a national campaign from the National Orientation Agency for attitudinal change. That will re-encourage us to invite to morals. You understand? Today we have the base morals everywhere. Go to our primary schools, go to our secondary schools. You see the sort of things that people in the schools they do. The National Orientation Agency should take this should invoke a national campaign. And we go from our elementary schools up to tertiary institutions. From there, Nigerian people will now get in orientation that we need to work for this country to work.
All right, let's put a peg to your thoughts right there and take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
My name is GB, calling from that.
All right, GB, please turn down the volume on your radio set, and please, let's keep it short and simple. Go ahead.
I've done that.
Oh, thank you so much.
I disagree with your guest
Okay.
that it's only leadership that's able to show example. I mean, to stop corruption, both the leader and the follower need to change attitude.
Right,
Because you get the leader from the follower.
right.
In the next 10 years, the leader the next 10 years are already among the follower. So if they don't imbibe the sense of not being corrupt, they will still go there and be corrupted. Even though we are holding leadership that they are corrupt, it's always start from the followers to have a change of orientation that we should not be corrupt. So you can't hold leadership on a person.
All
He
right.
said that leadership will organize us.
Okay.
By putting a traffic light at every junction, the leaders are ready to organize us. Like when the traffic light obey it, then I'll be for free flow of traffic. There are many people in Abuja today obey traffic lights. That's not corruption. You can't obey traffic light as a follower, then you become a leader. What do we expect from you? So it starts from the follower and leader because the follower.
But GB, just before you go, we've also seen cases where we've seen leaders also flout the traffic light itself for no just cause, right? In the presence of the followers, right? We've had all of that. So how do you justify that? But anyways, we'll leave that with a guest, though. Go to your second point so that he can react to it.
Okay. My second point is that I agree with him when he said that there's corruption in politics because one region has not been allowed to president in Nigeria. It's not only one region. There are about 3 regions that have not become president in 1979. North Central, Northeast, and Southeast. But let me tell you, there's no corruption in it because there's no anything in the constitution that says it's turn by turn.
Right.
But in politics, you fight. It's the highest vote. If you want to be president from your region, I mean, join hands with other regions that have the highest number, form an alliance, and support them to win. The next time, they will support you to win.
Okay, GB, I'd like to.
They're waiting that somebody will give it to you at that shoe, presidency in Nigeria, you wait eternity.
All right,
You have to
GB.
fight for it.
GB, cannot go any further on with you so that we can give space to our guest to have his reactions as well as allow for other calls to coming through. The number once again is 0907-353-0044 or 0908-766-8888. Watching via the YouTube channel as well as the Facebook page wall, you are doing the right thing. Do well to engage. Give us a subscribe, give us a like, give us a follow, and yes, you'd be glad you did. Right, and then the WhatsApp portal number, of course, once again, you can send your voice notes, send your WhatsApp message. It is 0909-705-4450. Engineer, you are on.
Okay. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. You're on. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I want to just react to what this person about Nigerians that the fights or to end corruption should start also from the Nigerian people, which I agree. I do say from top to the bottom and from bottom to the top. I do say that.
Okay.
And from the analogy he gave about flouting traffic lights,
Yes.
my brother, from following from what I said, you can see that in every way you see traffic lights, Nigerian people at times they pause to observe the traffic. But these persons with convoys, they don't observe any traffic lights. I've not seen anywhere the traffic light and these persons with the soldiers with with their convoy observe the traffic light, they always flout it. Which leadership are they showing? What are they teaching the Nigerian people? It's just the thing I'm trying to tell you, that it must come from the leadership. If you are a leader and you are moving with convoy and you see a traffic light, you have to observe the traffic and stay there. Other people will be encouraged also to do that. But that is just that. So, as I said earlier, the fight to end corruption should start from the top. But because you must show leadership, because you must take steps that you want us to follow the right step, the Nigerian people will emulate that from you. And it should also come from the bottom.
Okay.
Because the bottom, as I said, they are unorganized. They are not an organized system. So with that, I believe we can make it when this.
All right.
Let's go on. Thank
All right,
you.
let's go ahead. Let's go ahead taking this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
How you doing, bro?
Very well, thank you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Frederick calling you from Gabby.
Oh, Frederick, feels good to hear your voice again, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's have your
Yeah,
take very quickly.
Yes. Yeah, listening to you. Very, very interesting. But what is shamelessly interesting here is that Nigerians don't practice what they preach.
Okay.
From the books, first of all, you see, it is said that no nation can achieve greatness beyond the capacity of justice system. That is where first we will start with. You understand? Unfortunately, where is fairness, where's equity in this country? We're talking about corruption. Where does it start from? The leadership. Tell me, today, if somebody will tell you, this evidence of good living and all that, it's as a result of poor leadership, bad leadership, that you have bad governance. Where are all these things coming from? Who are the individuals doing it? People, citizens of this country.
Right.
If they have done good, definitely will have good within the society. People will not suffer to this extent.
Okay.
You can't tell me the policies, you understand?
Yeah.
I mean, for the people, empowerment of people.
I get it.
And now you have good living. But what we have entirely, it's entirely a different thing.
All right, Frederick, for want of time, can I go further?
All right.
Thank you. You've made your point, and it's quite loud and it's clear. Thank you. Taking yet another call. Hello, good morning.
Thank you for having me. Well done.
Thank you. Welcome aboard.
God will bless you now.
Bless you more.
Bless you after you go and drink water. My name now, Bibi Blessing.
Bibi Blessing, welcome aboard. Yeah.
We are talking about corruption.
Yes.
So, if I may ask, I know it's small. Who bring corruption for our Nigeria? I don't know, maybe we talk about this. Why corruption is for Nigeria where we are? Corruption is for Nigeria more than blood where we see say we dey run to. Corruption, as you say, me, what I know about corruption, I start for leadership, our leader, our politician. They start corruption in our Nigeria where we dey. Whereas they want to use their power, they don't get money. I want to use my power, bring you down. That is what I know about corruption.
Right.
Issue of money now. As a leader, you come out to be a leader to govern my own state. Then I wish money for you. Say you want to do road or you want to get light for me. Then they give you the money. You go and chop it. Nobody can get after you. Next time of election, you go still come out again. The people that corrupt, they go see they want monitor you. That is why they don't want you to come out. Now they go still vote for you. Do you see say that corruption go stop? It not go stop now. Then we stop our leader first. Our money where our leader they don't chop. If to say they dey after the anyone, they take and do example. We for not say for this corruption, we for don't keep corruption too. So far they are still there. Corruption between they increase.
Okay.
Don't be sure for trafficking. Look at people when they carry person, they carry out of assembly, carry the food for cobweb. They will beat trafficking. Police don't go stop them. But me and you, if you beat traffic now, they go there after you. Why is it be like that? Is there anybody way above law? So we first of all start for their place there. You could be police way they drive. You could be army way they drive. Because common position where you get, you want to communicate everybody. It's not good.
All right, BB
So we
Blessing.
now call the ground. God will bless you. God
Thank
bless
you.
Nigeria.
Thank you so much,
Bye-bye.
BB. All right. BB right there saying that, look, we need to look at ourselves. And of course, to knowing that each and every one of us, nobody is above the law. And she has cited with aberration in the fact that we've seen some politicians who have flouted, the same laws that has been institutionalized for the common good of every Nigerian. And they flouted it, and they've just gone scot-free, and nobody's talking about it. And then it brings to the place of where is the equity, where is the justice? Honorable engineer, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Yeah, well, now, if I'm sure you've heard everything, that's been said. But then if you look at, let's get back, to this high-profile corrupt cases, right? If you look at, the Better Edu issue, you look at the Emefiele issue that's still ongoing, you look at the Ganduje issue, it's not like there are no other issues that are going on, and all of that. But I'd like for us to critically look at these three, right? There are some arguments that says that why is the process, especially for high-profile cases, alleged cases of corruption, why do they take longer than other cases whereby we see persons like those who have been involved in the scamming trade, talking about the Yahoo and everything, right? We see them being paraded, we see that the justice is being served and all of that. Why does it take so much time to serve justice, or to clear the air, for some of these high-profile corrupt alleged cases that we have today? And then secondly, some are also of the opinion that it seems to us that all of these cases, the individuals involved never plead guilty. Never plead guilty on any count, on any charge. So what is the implication of not pleading guilty? You may not, maybe you're not in the from the Bar Association and all of that, but I mean, I want you to just tell me your personal concern on this, because your personal concern. I just want to know what you think about it.
You asked me two questions.
Yes.
So let me answer the first one.
Okay, let's go.
So do you want to know the answer to the first one?
Please, Nigerians are listening. We want to know.
You want to know the answer why their cases, their trials last longer than other cases?
Yes.
You want to know? It's because of what you are talking about. Because of what you are talking about. Because they belong to somewhere and they know someone, and someone has interest in their matter. So should I mention general thing for you?
Okay.
It's just what you're talking about. Is that corruption we're talking about?
Same corruption.
Same corruption.
The judiciary is supposed to be independent on its own. It's supposed to, of course.
How do you expect a judiciary that the president appoints the CGN to be independent? Has interference in the appointment of the CGN to be independent? Has interference in the appointment of the Court of Appeal president to be independent?
Whose job and responsibility is it to ensure that the judiciary is totally independent?
Judiciary should be independent now. Whose
responsibility should it be to seeing that the judiciary should be independent?
Is the job of the lawmakers, people who elect in the parliament, is their job to amend the constitution and make them to be totally independent. The Attorney General of the Federation is still somebody that answers yes to the president, and you must do everything the president tells you to do. You prosecute every matter he tells you to prosecute. The ones he tells you to withdraw, you withdraw. If he's telling you, please apply slow motion in prosecuting this case, you apply slow motion in prosecuting the matter. So is the corruption. You understand? So that is it.
Okay.
The second question, can you remind me the second question again? The second question is it about the independence of the judiciary?
Well, we said what should happen, what will happen, if we keep having the not guilty. Well, I'm not guilty and all of that.
Okay, yes. Now I remember. Then I remember. Yes. Because they want to put the defense in court. somebody you are accusing for or alleging for committing a financial crime, and he feels he did not commit a crime, we will not come to court and plead guilty because he or she wants to make a defense in the matter. So that is just
Is that the implication?
That is the implication. That trying to test the matter in court. So that is just it, because they believe maybe they have trick they want to apply in court that will make them to
prolong the
to
case.
get over the matter.
Well, then some have said that citing the Godwin and Emefiele as well as the other cases, the Better Do, the Abdullahi Ganduje cases that's still in court. Some have said that if they do not plead guilty to these allegations, right, or if they do plead guilty to these allegations, they could face severe consequences, which includes imprisonment, right, hefty fines, even assets forfeiture, right, and even damage to their reputation. On the other hand, if they maintain this continuous status quo of saying not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, and ultimately found innocent, they'll be acquitted of all charges, and their reputation will be restored, and credibility and all of that, right? And that's just what it is. But then anyways, you have said that it's just a tactics, is that the delay tactics just to ensuring that judgment is not really served. And you've pointed out that the judiciary too is not independent on its own to be able to look into these strong matters and bring justice to some of these high profile issues. But then we still have a call on the line taken. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you.
For me, I want to talk about the trouble happening in River State. I believe those things, elders are
didn't quite tell us your name. You didn't quite tell us your name, though.
Hello?
You didn't tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Olumide.
You're calling from where? You're calling from where, Olumide?
I'm calling from Japan, here in Abuja.
All right, go ahead.
I believe those things, elders were problem solvers and quarrel settlers. But these days, when elders engage in fierce battles with children, I'm amazed what I heard from Baba Odini. Anyway, I'm a Yoruba man, and Baba is elderly. So to judge him or to condemn him is never in my own kind of mouth. I was not brought up in that way. So as for me, I will say, yes.
Do you understand we're talking about corruption in Nigeria?
Of course, the basis of corruption is a social decadence. And I'm saying that, I don't want to say it directly, that Baba shouldn't engage in activities that will support corruption.
Right.
Because corruption is never a financial issue, it's a social defect. It's a decadence from the social behavior. So as for me, I would rather like Baba Odini to call the parties and settle it and hear the feuds and hear the quarrel, so that there will be smooth governance in River State, by extension Nigeria. And in my own life, permit me to use the words of King Inde Marshall, K1 the Ultimate, that in my own life, so in my own life, I can't do it. That a wicked that God has lifted high, I will now be conspiring against him.
Okay.
All
right, thank you very much, Olumide, for that one. Well, anyways, though, engineer, you have said quite a lot. We cannot go any further right now on this one, but thank you, Engineer Honorable Chinedum Lekwachi. You are a public affairs analyst, and you've added your voice in the conversation today. We look forward to having more conversations with you in the coming days.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Alrighty. So this is where we say bye-bye for the week, but it's been quite a conversation, and you have brought it to limelight because of your efforts, and we are here because you are, and you are there because we are. Let's do this same time, same station next week as we bring to you matters arising on Eagles Outlook right here on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Top of the hour 10 will be time for the midday extra show with Master. You best want to keep your ears as well as your eyes, your visuals glued onto the station. My name is Udwak Daniel. Do well to have a lovely weekend.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
This is Eagles 102.3 News, your number one radio experience.